for it was ludicrous. It is I who bear witness that it was ludicrous, since the rulers do not know that this is an ineffable union of undefiled truth, as exists among the children of light, of which they had made an imitation, having proclaimed doctrine of a dead man, and lies, so as to resemble the freedom and the purity of the perfect assembly, and having joined themselves in their doctrine to fear and slavery, worldly cares, and abandoned worship, being small and ignorant, since they do not contain the nobility of the truth. For they hate the one in whom they are, and love the one in whom they are not. For they did not know the knowledge of the greatness that is from above, and from a fountain of truth, and not from slavery, and jealousy, fear, and love of worldly matter. For that which is not theirs, and that which is theirs, they use fearlessly and freely. They do not desire because they have authority, and they have a law from themselves over whatever they will wish. But those who have not are poor, that is, those possess nothing, and yet they desire something. And they lead astray those who through them have become like those who possess the truth of their freedom, so as to bring us under a yoke and constraint of care and fear. This person is in slavery, and one who is brought by constraint of force and threat has been guarded by God. But the entire nobility of the fatherhood is not guarded, since he guards what is his own by himself, without word and constraint. He is united with his will, he who belongs only to the thought of the fatherhood, to make it perfect and ineffable through the living water, to be with you mutually in wisdom, not only in word of hearing, but in deed and fulfilled word. For the perfect ones are worthy to be established in this way, and to be united with me, in order that they may not share in any enmity, in a good friendship. I accomplish everything through the good one, for this is the union of the truth, that they should have no adversary, but everyone who brings division, and such a one will learn no wisdom at all, because he brings division and is not a friend, is hostile to them all. But one who lives in harmony and friendship, of brotherly love, naturally and not artificially, completely and not partially, this person is truly the desire of the Father. This is the universal one and the perfect love. For Adam was a laughing stock, since he was made a counterfeit type of man by the realm of the seven, as if he had become stronger than my brothers and me. We are innocent with respect to him, since we have not sinned. And Abraham and Isaac and Jacob were a laughing stock, since they, the counterfeit fathers, were given a name by the realm of the seven, as if he had become stronger than my brothers and me. We are innocent with respect to him, since we have not sinned. David was a laughing stock, in that his son was named the human son, having been influenced by the realm of the seven, as if he had become stronger than the fellow members of my race and me. But we were innocent with respect to him. We have not sinned. Solomon was a laughing stock, since he thought that he was Christ, having become vain through the realm of the seven, as if he had become stronger than my brothers and me. But we are innocent with respect to him. I have not sinned. The 12 prophets were laughing stocks, since they have come forth as imitations of the true prophets. They came into being as counterfeits through the realm of the seven, as if he had become stronger than my brothers and me. But we are innocent with respect to it, since we have not sinned. Moses, a faithful servant, was a laughing stock, having been named the friend, since they perversely bore witness concerning him, who never knew me. Neither he nor those before him, from Adam to Moses, and even John the Baptizer, none of them knew me or my brothers. For they had a doctrine of angels to observe dietary laws and bitter slavery, since they never knew truth, nor will they know it. For there is a great deception upon their soul, making it impossible for them to ever find a mind of freedom in order to know him, until they come to know the human Son. Now concerning my Father, I am he whom the world did not know, and because of this, the world rose up against my brothers and me. But we are innocent with respect to it. We have not sinned. For the ruler was a laughing stock, because he said, I am God, and there is none greater than I. I alone am the Father, the Lord, and there is no other God but me. I am a jealous God, who brings the sins of the fathers upon the children for 3 and 4 generations, as if he had become stronger than my brothers and me. But we are innocent with respect to him, in that we have not sinned, since we mastered his teaching. Thus, he is in an empty glory and does not agree with our Father. And so, through our fellowship, we overcame his teaching, since he was vain in an empty glory, and he does not agree with our Father. For he was a laughing stock, with judgments and false prophecy. O you who do not see your blindness, that is who was not known. They have never known him nor have they known about him. They did not listen to a reliable report. Therefore they proceeded in a judgment of error, and they raised their defiled and murderous hands against him as if they were beating the air. And the senseless and the blind ones are always senseless, always being slaves of law and earthly fear. I am Christ, the human Son, the one from you who is in you. I am despised for your sake, in order that you yourselves may forget what is subject to change. And you do not become female, lest you give birth to evil and its brothers, jealousy and division, anger and wrath, fear and a divided heart, an empty, non-existent desire. But I am an ineffable mystery to you. Then before the foundation of the world, when the whole multitude of the assembly came together upon the places of the realm of 8, when they had taken counsel, they married spiritually, which is in union. And thus he was perfected in the ineffable places by living word, and the undefiled wedding was consummated through the mediation of Jesus, who inhabits them all and possesses them, who abides in an undivided power of love. And turning, he appears to himself as the one of all these, a thought and a father, since he is one. And he stands over against them all, since he as a whole came forth alone. And he is life, since he came from the Father of the ineffable and perfect truth, the Father of those who are there, the union of peace, and a friend of good things, and life eternal, and undefiled joy, and a great harmony of life and faith through eternal life of fatherhood and motherhood and sisterhood and rational wisdom. They had agreed with the mind who stretches out and will stretch out in joyful union, and is trustworthy and faithfully listens. And this is in the fatherhood and motherhood and rational brotherhood and wisdom. And this is a wedding of truth and a repose of incorruption and a spirit of truth in every mind, and a perfect light in an unnameable mystery. But this is not, nor will it happen among us in any region or place in division and breach of peace, but it is in union and a banquet of love, all being perfected in the one who is. It also happened in the places under the heaven for the reconciliation. Those who knew me in salvation and undividedness, and those who existed for the glory of the Father and the truth, having been separated, blended into the one through the living word. And I am in spirit and the truth of the motherhood, since unity was there, just as I was among those who were united in the friendship of friends forever. They know neither hostility at all, nor evil, but are united by my knowledge in word and peace, which exist in perfection with everyone and in them all. And those who assume the form of my type will assume the form of my word. Indeed, these will come forth in light forever, and in friendship with each other in the Spirit, since they have known in every respect and indivisibility that the one who is one, and all of these are one. And thus, they will learn about the one, as well as the assembly and those dwelling in it. For the Father of all these things exists, being immeasurable and immutable, mind and word and division and envy and fire. And he is entirely one, being all with them all in a single doctrine, because all these form a single spirit. O unseeing ones, why did you not know the mystery rightly? But the rulers around Yaldabaoth were disobedient because of the thought who went down to him from her sister, Sophia. They made for themselves a union with those who were with them in a mixture of a fiery cloud, which was their envy and their rest, who were brought forth by their creatures, as if they had bruised the noble pleasure of the assembly. And therefore they revealed a mixture of ignorance and a counterfeit image of fire and earth and a murderer, since they are small and untaught, without knowledge, having dared these things, but not having understood that the light has fellowship with light, and darkness with darkness, and the corruptible with the perishable, and the imperishable with the incorruptible. Now these things I have presented to you, I, Jesus Christ, the human Son, who is exalted above the heavens. O perfect and incorruptible ones, because of the incorruptible and perfect and ineffable mystery. But they think that we decreed them before the foundation of the world, in order that when we emerge from the places of the world, we may present there the symbols of incorruption from the spiritual union with knowledge. You do not know this because the fleshly cloud overshadows you. But I alone am the friend of Sophia. I have been in the bosom of the Father from the beginning, in the place of the children of truth and greatness. Rest then with me, my fellow spirits, and my brothers and sisters, forever.